Like most other kids, my boys have loved mac and cheese for as long as I can remember. I remember going to India when my son was just a toddler, armed with packages of mac and cheese, because that was pretty much the only thing that he would eat. But today, at 14 and 17, they've grown together with their tastes, and I like to adapt this recipe, giving it a sophisticated twist. Hi everyone, I'm Karen Ahmed, and this recipe is a great way to introduce someone to spices in a very subtle way. Today on Cravings Food Adventures, I'm going to fuse two techniques, one from India of making a curry and the other from France of making a béchamel, and mixing these all together to make one sophisticated dish with a really interesting twist. We're going to start with the curry base. I've got some oil heating in a saute pan, and we're going to saute 2 shallots. This is roughly about half a cup of shallots. Once the shallots are sauteed, I'm going to add in 1 pound of boneless chicken that I've cut into small pieces. We're now going to add some flavor. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, as well as 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and half a teaspoon of turmeric or haldi powder. The turmeric is actually going to give the bechamel a really lovely golden glow. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of garlic paste together with some salt to taste, and I'm going to follow that with 2 tomatoes that I've finely chopped. This is roughly about a cup and a half of tomatoes. I'm going to cover this and I'm going to cook it so the chicken is well done, as well as the tomatoes get nice and mushy. When the tomatoes are nice and mushy, I'm going to uncover this and I'm going to try and take out as much of this and keep it aside. In the same saute pan, and I love one pot dishes, I'm going to make a roux, and a roux is simply a mixture of fat and flour. I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of butter to my saute pan, and once it starts to melt, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour and just mix it together. Now the roux is going to pick up all of the spices from the pan. It's going to look beautiful. I'm going to add 4 cups of milk, but just a little bit at a time. I'm going to start with a couple of tablespoons. If you add too much at one time, your bechamel is going to land up with big fat lumps, and it's going to be really hard to get rid of it. So I'm going to add in just a little bit at a time, and every time it's mixed in, I'm going to add a bit more. I'm not going to lie, making a bechamel is easy, but it does take a lot of your arm power. So I'm going to switch from one arm to the other, and I'm going to keep stirring and mixing and waiting for my bechamel to thicken. While my bechamel is thickening, I'm also going to put my pasta on. I've got a pot of boiling salted water. I'm going to add 400 grams of Fusili noodles into my pan, and I'm going to cook it till it's al dente. You can use any kind of pasta that you like for your mac and cheese. My bechamel has now started to thicken, and I'm going to add 1 cup of grated Asiago cheese to make it super cheesy. I'm also going to add some salt to taste, and you can see the Asiago melts right in the bechamel right away. You can use any kind of hard cheese that you like, Parmesan, Gruyere, any type. Once my Fusili noodles are cooked, I'm going to drain them, and then I'm going to tip them into the cheesy bechamel goodness. And I'm also going to add my masala base right into it and give it a really, really good mix. I'm going to tip this into my oven-proof dish, and I'm going to cover it with more cheese. I've got about 2 cups of mixed mozzarella and cheddar, but you can use any other cheese that you like. My kids love cheese, so more cheese the better. I'm going to cover the cheese, and then in the 350-degree oven it goes till the top gets really, really nice and gooey. And that's it. Your masala mac and cheese is ready to be devoured. My kids love this recipe, and I'm sure your kids and your family will too. If you love this recipe, I have 2 fantastic other family-friendly recipes here. One is for shepherd's pie and the other is for my barley stir fry. Both of those are amazing. Thank you so much for joining me on Cravings Food Adventures. Don't forget, I upload new videos every Friday, so make sure that you're subscribed so you're the first to see them. And until I see you again, do take care. Bye.